Danny, how much can you tell us about Jake Bailey kicking off, when and why?
There's a lot of things that go into it, but in our opinion, we have a talented player who's been a kickoff guy his whole career. He's got great skills and be able to handle that job. So with him and Jason, they both have um, you know very strong legs. They both have the ability to do a lot of things. I think we'd be silly if we didn't have the ability to use both of them.
Which I have kind of a multifaceted question, and this is based off my own observation from years of watching punting versus watching Jake. I've always thought that punters got that plant foot off the ground after they kicked it. He doesn't really do that. Do you get involved in mechanics of a kicker at all, or do you let him kind of do what they want to do?
We get involved, but we don't change the structure of what he's doing. That's the way he's always been. He's got the flexibility of. He's been blessed that that's part of how his body mechanism works. So that kind of stuff we're never going to tinker with.
Danny, when the team makes a trade, an in-season trade like the team just did for Chase Claypool, do you go back and look at maybe some prior film to see what he can do in special teams, and how do you maybe see him fitting in with this unit?
Anytime we add anybody, you go back to look at all your write-ups of him, starting with coming out of college, and then all the write-ups of him when you might have played them or did off-season studies or from people around the league, comparison studies for the draft. So there's a lot of stuff that goes into it. You usually have a player like Chase that has a history. You usually have a pretty good notebook on that guy, and then it's a matter of trying to figure out where and how he may be able to help us, and then that goes into the whole operation of the roster and actives and inactives. So we'll find roles for him if he's available because he's a talented individual. So we're very happy to have him.
Sticking with players named Chase, how vital is Winovich to your special teams units?
Chase has done a good job. He's been very important to us. Has played very well in the games that we were able to get him up. And again, another guy that has great flexibility and, more importantly, has a great history. When we were able to add him to the practice squad, you were able to go back and look at him playing in New England, playing in Cleveland, doing a lot of different roles. So you had a pretty good feel on being able to use him and what roles you could use him on.
Was he actually that 11th, thought to be 12th, but actually 11th guy?
He was the guy that came off the field.
And what was going on that play? Was a miscommunication?
There was no miscommunication. There was just a little bit of a mental hiccup. Fortunately, it wasn't a situation that cost us. We were in the right grouping, and just some guys might have thought something different. But no issues. And again, those are the things you can't have wrong. You can't have substitution errors.
I did credit you for kind of being on it and pointing that out. I was wondering how that works. Is it like in the headset you're like, hey, no, we actually do?
Well, that was a situation where the entrance and exit numbers were correct. So we knew we had 11. So when he came off the field, I knew we didn't have 12. So it wasn't we had 12 and somebody didn't get off the field. We had 11 to start. So him coming off the field, he was the 11th player. We were down to 10. So there really wasn't any gray area.
Yes. So you're able to kind of like point it out pretty quickly.
Yeah, because of course, as the head coach, he wants to know what just happened, where we possibly gave up a first down with them not having to do anything. So,
Did you insist that he throw the challenge flag?
well, I encouraged him, and basically he asked the question of should I or shouldn't I, and basically the communication between he and I, we came to the conclusion that it was worth the challenge.
Does that mean you're 1-for-1 career challenges?
It has nothing to do. I don't throw the flag.